Joy Kelly is a 100 Club NMD from Santa Barbara, California. She is a fitness professional, a former national aerobic champion, and current champion for change. Don't you love that? Joy is completely committed to people of every age reaching their potential in every area imaginable and living the lives they have always dreamed. Please give a warm welcome to Joy Kelly. And I believe...
Okay, my name's Joy Kelly, and it is so fun to be here. I'm so excited. I have been to almost every Seattle summit. I started my business here. I owned a small health club out in Everett. And Dr. Mitra Ray bought a tracksuit, you know, one of those ones with the little things around the ankles and zip-ups. And she and Pete Ward came into my health club and pretended like they were kind of jocks. And they were selling Juice Plus, and they wanted me to buy into what they were doing, and them along with a million other people. So I thought the idea made a lot of sense. I thought people didn't eat enough fruits and vegetables. I started taking them. I was still competing. I was 34 at the time. And I thought it made a lot of sense for me personally. Wasn't interested in the business. I was really interested in the fitness industry. And as Kathy told you, I was a national aerobics champion. I made a lot of exercise videos. I traveled for Nike and the Step Company. And I made really good money doing that. But I was gone all the time. My daughter, who's now 27 and national marketing director with me at the time, was 7 years old, and 6 or 7 years old. And when I would travel, I had a nanny that would stay with her, but you know, it's not the same, right? How many moms in the room? Any single moms? So I loved to travel, and it was great, and it was really enriching experience. But one day, I was traveling to Las Vegas to speak with Mark Spitz. Do you remember Mark Spitz, the swimmer? And we had to have evening gowns with us, and I forgot my evening gown, and so I was out at the SeaTac airport and had to run all the way home. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's my little girl in her little Winnie the Pooh pajamas. It makes me cry just to think about it, and she's in my garage screaming at the top of her lungs for her mommy. And it just broke my heart, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. You know, I really loved what I did, but I just didn't want to do that anymore. And so my sister and I opened a health club. That was, let's open a health club, and put everything we had on the line. She was a single mom too. And we did it for about 3 years until we finally had lost everything we owned. And I was living in the basement of her foreclosed house because I'd already lost mine. And I took my car that had been in an accident, and I finally went to an event like this. And I saw people like y'all who were making money doing my job that I wasn't making any money doing, and it really made me mad. And I just thought, my gosh, if I can put on tights and perform in front of thousands of people, I can learn how to sell this fruit and vegetable product. And I really set my sights on that. And I learned all the things that you're going to learn this weekend. I learned, and I built my way out of that basement. Doug and Mitra came and moved me out of that basement, and I now have a life that you would not imagine. I live in Santa Barbara. I have a Tower Garden farm on my roof down by the beach. We live in a penthouse a few blocks away, and they did give me a husband, it's true. And my daughter works with me. I mean, really, the opportunity is overwhelming, and I can't say what will happen for you, but I would imagine that if you put yourself into my shoes and even had a tenth of that motivation, that what you could create for yourself could be amazing. And I don't know what you need. I don't know if you need purpose. I don't know if you need money. I don't know if you need benefits. I don't know if you need a husband. I don't know what you need. But as Karen told you, there is something here for you. And one of the things that happens for us when we get involved with a business like this is we hear all the facts that Karen shared with you earlier, and we hear all the facts that you heard Destia share with you last night, and Nicholas, and we get really enraptured in those facts, right? And like we want to go back to school and get a degree, and we want to learn everything. In fact, Jenny B and I just did a 3-way call with someone who wants to be a rep, and she says, well, I need to take about till September, I got to learn everything before I can start telling people about it. And that's a big problem. And what happens is we learn all this stuff, and then we go out there and we get frustrated because people don't get it, because they weren't here for 3 days with you. They didn't hear everything that you did. They didn't listen to everything that you already listened to. And usually if you're not making money doing this, it's not because of what you're doing, it's because of what you're saying. And this may resonate with some of you. You learn all this stuff, you show up at your friend's house, and then you throw up everything that you just learned on them, right? Here, let me give you some verbal diarrhea. This is everything I've ever learned about Juice Plus. And there are 33 published studies, and I know every single one of them and where they were all done. Every single one. And I can recite everything about the company. So we really have to be careful with that, because this is what happens to our prospects. Did you ever get that? People start walking away from you, You don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. So we need to speak their language. We need to figure out what's in it for them. Right? And I got trained in this a long time ago in the health club industry. I worked for Gloria Powers, Elaine Powers. Anybody remember Elaine Powers? We had belts and rollers and all that stuff. And we went to work in tights. There were no Lycra tights back then. They were just tights and little wraparound skirts and high heels. And we would stop at every piece of equipment and we would ask them a probing question about a benefit that was in it for them. So you need to figure out what's in it for them. What is the benefit, not the fact? What's the benefit that someone you're talking to could get out of what you're saying? So I want you to start thinking about that. Everything that we talk about this weekend, this training is here really to set you up to listen to this weekend. Not from oh my gosh, that's an incredible fact. But how could I share that information with someone in a way that it would make a difference for them? What would be a benefit of our product or our business? And what feelings do people want to experience? Freedom, health. What are some experiences? Fun, energy, happiness. Sunshine? I don't think that's a feeling. Come on. Joy, yes. Peace of mind. Yeah, so these are all benefits and feelings that people could have out of our business. So then we want to match that message to the certain person that we're talking to. So you may be talking to a retired person. Their goals are going to be very different from a Gen Y person, right? The retired person is really thinking about, how do I find more meaning in my life? How do I have enough extra money to do the things that I used to do when I had a full-time income? Well, the Gen Y person is feeling like, okay, how do I get out of having a 9-to-5 job? How can I buy a house? How can I have some purpose in my life? So match your message, the specific benefits, to that person. The number one mistake that people make in this business is they make it all about them. I love our products. You heard me say that, right? When I came up, I told you everything about me, why I loved it and why it was great for me. I think this business is great because, and I think you should buy and join my team and all of that because me. So that's the first mistake that we make. So if you want people to hear this message, you've got to start making it be all about them. What I think you'll find, if you'll pay attention to this presentation, is that you'll find it easier to speak to people so that your business will grow faster and you'll feel more confident sharing Juice Plus and the virtual franchise with people. Can you hear that's all about you, right? Not about what I want, but all about what's important to you. You'll love these products because they'll give you, and you want to start filling in the blanks. And I want to thank Gail Lang for this because she made me aware of this training. I was already doing a lot of this, but 2 days before we came up here, my daughter and I met with a prospect that we had met with, Jake, a year ago? Yeah, a million times. We'd met with her a million times. She'd been to a bunch of events. And I don't know, for some reason, nothing clicked for her. But I was just trying this stuff on. I was doing this and I was just practicing it. and she just became a rep and really wants to build a business, and nothing changed except I changed the way that I was talking to her just a little tiny bit. So classic mistake number 2, and this is what Jenny and I were experiencing the other day when this person was saying, I got to learn everything. And we think that facts and figures are going to sell people. Like if I just knew how many philanthropic organizations the Juice Plus company has, if I just knew that, then people would join my team and they would be excited. Or if I could just list every single fruit and vegetable that's in Juice Plus, then I would be a national marketing director, right? I just got to study a little bit more. So you really want to understand, and Karen had a slide up here about the blah, 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 blah. People can't hear that. They're just thinking about how's this going to change my life. So all these details, this is just in our head. I'm going to dazzle them with the details. I'm going to know that stuff flat. I'm going to memorize it. And there's a lot to be said about ignorance on fire. Like I have no idea which part of this is going to be for you, but I know there's something in here. I know there's something in here that's going to meet you. So we want to talk about what the products and business can do for them. What can Juice Plus, what would Transform 30 do for somebody? Open a door. More energy. Lose weight. Sleep better. Look great in a swimsuit. How about that? Yeah. Who would not like to look great in a swimsuit? Or even Victoria's Secret underwear, which I have on underneath this, and I look great in it, by the way. And I'm so excited. I mean, that makes me feel great. That's exciting. I don't care if it's exciting to anybody else, but it's exciting to me. So that's what you want to get to. And then also, so here's just a couple of examples. My product, these are all true about our product, right? This is all true. This is a generic presentation, but this is all true about Juice Plus. And then what about our business? Instead of, I want you to join my business because I think you'd be really good at this, and you could help me be a national marketing director. But what about this? What about if you didn't have to worry about getting laid off? What about getting set up for early retirement, or spending more time with your children, or having time for kids you don't even have yet? I know this is my daughter's plan. She's going to be 30 in 2.5 years, and she doesn't want to have to, she wants to be wealthy, and she doesn't want to have to go to a job. She wants to be able to be with her kids. That's not that tall of an order, right? Please pay me a 6-figure income, and then I don't want to have to come in very much. You ever try that out on a job interview? It's this is what I'd like, please. So this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is these are questions that you want to start asking as this weekend is going on. And we're going to do an exercise about this a little bit later. We're going to go through all of those exercises that are in your handout. But just start thinking about, what problems does Juice Plus solve for people? Why would somebody want to use it? How could it transform their life? And how could our business transform their life? What could be different for people if they joined your team? Not that it would give you your 5th sales coordinator, and I really need that, but how could it change their life? What's in it for them? What problem does it solve? And you really want to start to get into that mindset of what's in it for that person that you're talking to.